party hats. Boom, boom.
The whole go bang bang here.
Let us begin.
I want you to keep an eye out for the Boogity Man.
VHS Bandits. VHS Bandits.
Welcome to Coxwell
Don't need no DVDs, don't need no Betamax. These are the VHS Bandits.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the VHS Bandits podcast. This is a very special episode that we have for you guys today. We're not going to do any movie reviews or anything like that today. I'm here with T-Man and
Hello.
our special guest, Jimmy Alicata.
Hey guys, what's going on?
And we are here to talk in memory of our very dear friend, Dan Alicata, who passed away last week. And he was one of our number one local super fans.
I'm giving him the title.
Yeah,
he's officially
you're not local anymore because you now live in Philly.
Regardless, I'm giving him number
he's
one.
Our number one.
He's taking it.
I think he's the only person in the world who had a VHS Bandits T-shirt, unless if you had one too.
I do not, and I know that I just saw it a couple days ago.
Okay.
He still has it.
The only person on the planet to have one, besides the cast. But
I don't have one.
You don't have one? Oh
No.
Me and Kev have one.
Ah,
but-
jeez.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
he's well. That just shows you how big of a super fan.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
Dan was.
So we wanted to do an episode to commemorate Dan, our number one local super fan, who over the years has also become a really, really great friend of mine. And we just wanted to
Of
talk.
ours, of
well,
all of
well,
ours.
Yeah. And just figured we would talk a little bit about him and the impact that he has had on our show and our friendship. So let's start off with how we met you guys in general. Unfortunately, Kev is not here. Kev is really sick. He's
Love
at
you,
home.
Kev. But love you.
He does regret not being here today. He's crazy sick. He's got no voice. But Kev, so Kev was working at That's Entertainment.
You got it.
Worcester's largest comic book
Pop
and collectible
culture
store.
Emporium.
Pop
There you
culture
go.
Emporium.
There you go.
If you ever heard the commercial,
DVDs, video games.
T-Man did the voiceover for that. So Kev was like, hey, there are these brothers that love our show. They love it. They're like our biggest fans. I said, oh, cool. Great. People listen to our show. That's amazing.
Yeah, we didn't even until you guys even like showed up in our lives. We had no idea anybody even listened
Yeah, literally
to our
nobody.
show.
Nobody. I'm like, who's listening to us talk?
Let
This is
alone
crazy.
liked it.
Yeah. So T-Man and I go to That's Entertainment. We're perusing. Kev is working there, and he's like, hey, one of the guys is here, and he wants to meet you. Like,
I was starstruck.
who is this weirdo?
Oh boy.
And up comes Jimmy, and he's absolutely starstruck at us two at us schlubs who do this show where we talk about shitty old movies. And we're like, oh, wow, somebody likes the show. That's crazy. Who is this guy? And then Jimmy has Dan and Steve, two other brothers, and they all went to the Godzilla double feature at the Elm Draft House in Millbury, where I got to meet all the brothers, the trio
Oh, yeah.
of fans. Right,
Yeah,
of
we
the
were
show.
all the bandits were there and all the Alicatas were there.
I think we all took a picture together
did.
too, right?
Yeah,
Do
we
you
do.
still have that?
I do.
All right,
Yep.
we're gonna we'll should
make
use
that the cover
we'll make
of
that the
this
thumbnail. Yeah.
of episode.
So during this time, so Jimmy, obviously you've been on some episodes.
Twice.
You are
Twice.
our first guest.
That's right. Yep.
Oh wow. I don't even know if I knew that.
Bushwhacked, right?
You got it.
Yep.
Bushwhacked.
And Dan has been on a number of episodes with us. So he was on Silent
He's
Night.
our most frequent
most
guest.
frequent guest. Yep. He was on Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Which was the first time that I wasn't on an
That's
episode.
right. Yep.
So
one of the only times. Yep.
yeah, and Dan took my place.
That's right.
And
He took over.
He did a better job than I ever could have done.
Better job in that one episode than all like 100 plus that you've ever been on.
Very true.
And He was also on Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, which he got for us. He donated that sealed copy to us on the show. He just did
the Mortal Kombat bonus episode for all the patrons.
He also played Nightmare with us on the Nightmare episode where we talked about the Nightmare board game, the video board game.
I remember that well.
Yeah. That episode, that was a crazy show because I was going bananas trying to get all the technical stuff to work and nothing was working right. It was pandemonium.
The gatekeeper was
the gatekeeper
working
was
against
me
you,
to
and
the
you
black
were
hole.
working against the clock.
It was crazy.
That was one of my personal favorites.
Was it one of your
I
favorites?
love that one.
Oh my god. I want to do more episodes like that. Obviously when we're all together. I'm never doing this Skype business with that episode
With
ever
Nightmare?
again.
Oh, that would be the real nightmare trying to do a
it's
board
nuts.
game over Skype.
So next time everybody's back in town, we'll have to do Nightmare 2, which Kev has. I have one of the other ones, and we'll do that. But in any case, Dan was a huge, avid movie fan, video game fan.
Oh yeah,
comic
if
book
you
fan.
listen to the Mortal Kombat bonus episode, he knows so much about Mortal Kombat. It was mind blowing. And
like the biggest
I
expert.
unfortunately, I wasn't able to be on that episode. Again, Dan replacing me, doing a better job than I could do. And he knew so much about the movies, and it just shows how big of a fan of film and movies and everything that he was, and how passionate he was. And like in true VHS Bandits fashion, I'm sure you won't mind me calling you out on this, Dane and Kev, but I'm probably the biggest culprit of this. As soon as we watch a movie, I specifically forget everything about the movie.
Me too. Yeah. For those of you guys who
what
don't
happened?
know,
I don't know.
For those of you guys that don't know, I know a lot of other podcasts will like write down notes when they watch movies. They write down everything and have like a whole layout. We have nothing. The first episode we ever did on Snake Eater 2 Drug Buster, we all had pens of paper and a pad, pens, paper. We wrote down nothing. I think I wrote down the title and like Speedboat, which is the name of the black guy in the movie.
Yeah.
And that was it. Since then, it's all 100% off the cuff. That's why sometimes I go, and what else happened, T-Man? Because I don't remember
And then I
what
go,
happened. And sometimes
I don't know.
you do.
What
and
happened,
sometimes
Kev?
Kev does, you know. But yeah, we don't remember anything except sometimes after we watch a movie. That shows you what the impression was, you know. But anyway,
and he knew,
like Dan
he knew so much
everything,
about it.
you know. But yeah, like when it came to Mortal Kombat, like who knew that he was such an avid fan? Like nobody would have known that he was this mega big fan of Mortal Kombat. He loved this stuff and he was so into it. And I remember for months and months, he was like, dude, I really want to do Mortal Kombat with you. And I was like, oh yeah, we'll do it. So we finally got down to doing it. It ended up being a great show. And like I said, like I learned something new about him that I never knew was his love of Mortal Kombat. Like I had no idea, you know? And off of that, he also really wanted to do an episode on The Brain, which is this 80s.
Oh, yeah. He was
like,
all about
monster
that
movie.
one. Yep.
And I don't have a copy on tape. And he always used to be like, dude, I'll go get you one. But it's expensive. People want like $30 for that tape. I said, Dan, don't buy that tape. It's not. No tape to me is you know, The Brain. Come on. I'm not spending $30 on this tape. Come on. They shouldn't do that. And I would love to do an episode on that. In honor of him sometime too, as well as we were supposed to do an episode on Mortal Kombat 2. We were supposed to record one soon.
Yeah.
And I would love to do an episode in his memory on that very soon, which would be great. But yeah, so in doing the show, I get to learn that he's a huge fan of just movies, comic books. He loved going out to That's Entertainment off of Park Avenue, Worcester. And he used to collect a lot of stuff too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Movies, comic books, action figures, Funko Pops, video games, and he retained like everything. Like anything he watched or read about or learned about, like he never lost it. Like if somebody told him something, it was with him. Like I can't tell you the amount of times I would see the same thing with him, and then I'd have to ask him, the same question 30 times and still never remember.
Yeah.
Never. I mean, but he remembered everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me about Mortal Kombat. I mean, Sound Night the other night too. He probably watched it once. I'd probably seen it 3 times, and I didn't remember.
You
Garbage
watched it
Day.
twice last month.
I did. I watched it twice in the last month. Truthfully, once was for him this week, but I did watch it with him for Christmas. So I've seen it a handful of times, but I'd probably seen it a bunch of times, when I was younger. He watched it once. He remembered everything. I remembered nothing. I didn't remember Garbage Day, and that's what everybody knows that movie for.
yeah.
But I mean, that was Dan. He remembered everything. Like when he took an interest in something, he kept everything. If I asked him about any of you guys' episodes, he could probably tell me anything I wanted to know about it. He could probably tell me every movie you guys did.
Isn't that something? It's funny too because I remember. I think you've done this too, and other fans have, believe it or not, where. After listening to an episode, they come back and make comics.
Yes.
And Dan would text me and say something about something that we talked about in the episode. I'm
Yes.
like, Dan, I don't know what you're talking about. I remember nothing from when we were, because like if we talked about something like an inside joke, or if we said like, oh, hey, there's some movie that we've never seen that reminds me about this. We gotta watch it sometime.
Anytime we say email us at the
Oh, yeah.
VHS Bandits if you know the answer to this dumbass
Which
question.
nobody's ever really
That-
emailed us, but he would text us about this stuff, and I go,
Yeah.
I don't remember what you're talking about. I have no idea. But it would happen where, like, I think both of you would do this.
Yeah, I'm
where-
guilty of it,
where
for sure.
You guys would, it sounded to me like while you guys are listening to the show, you guys would either start texting us while listening to the show, and I'm like, I'm off the tracks here. I don't remember anything that we talked about, But yeah, it was always funny, where I always get these text messages and stuff. I'm like, I'd be like, huh? I'd be like, oh, you guys talked about it on the show. I'm like, oh, right, okay. Yeah. Now it's coming back to me,
Yeah, we took the show very seriously. Topher, I was telling Dane Train before we started recording.
Yeah.
Dan and I used to text each other quotes from the theme song regularly.
Oh, really?
Regularly.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
party hats.
What is it?
Mahogo Bang Bang here.
And
We don't even know where that's from.
I know.
Our friend Corey from Canada, who's a big fan of our show, who created that.
I'm
theme
sure
song.
Dan knows where it's from. He's probably from, oh, yeah, that's from...
Corey, I hate to say it, we're gonna break it to you. None of us have any idea where the fuck that came from. To this day, dude, we are so grateful. We love that theme song to death. It's one of the greatest things
my God.
ever came of this podcast. It's amazing. That one quote, no idea where the hell it comes from. Mahogo
if
Bang
you
Bang
know
here.
where
Where
Go
is
Bang
that?
Bang
'Cause,
here
I mean,
came from,
somebody-
email us at thevhsbandits at gmail.com.
I mean, all the other quotes in that theme song. Sure, I know where it's coming from. The Boogity Man, Coxwell Academy, from Loose Screws. Okay,
Oh, party hats.
Party hats. Yeah, like we all know where those come from. But Mahogo Bang Bang here, I have no idea. No idea.
And that might be my favorite. I mean, I say that on the reg anyway, but I would text that to him, and he would respond with anything. I can't tell you how many times we text each other, don't need no DVDs, don't need no Betamax, and the other one would respond with, we are the VHS Bandits.
Oh
Like that
my
was
God.
that was a regular thing.
Super fans over here. Oh my God.
I didn't even know. That's wild.
That's crazy. That's unbelievable. It's beyond flattering.
Oh,
Crazy.
we
Yeah.
loved him, man. It could be any time of day, and maybe I'd be listening, maybe I'd just think of it, and same with him. And we would just text each other something from that theme song,
Yeah.
and the other would always respond with something else from it. It was the best. It was awesome. I'm gonna miss doing that, man.
So yeah, again, he was a huge
The
contributor.
number
to our
one
show.
fan.
Number one
and I
fan.
gotta say, when we put out the Patreon, you guys were the first 2 to sign up.
Oh, absolutely.
Immediately.
Absolutely. Yep. A number one fan.
They are great bonus episodes for what that's
Are you,
worth.
you liking
Oh,
them?
I love 'em.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I love 'em.
Good,
Oh, good. Thank you. Cheap plug.
Oh, I'm happy to give it. I mean,
So, outside of doing the podcast too, I spent a lot of time with Dan outside of the show. He became like my Halloween buddy because, like, T-Man was always my Halloween buddy growing up. Moved to Los Angeles. Kevbot is not into going to haunted houses. A lot of times you, Jimmy, you're away, you're busy, you're not around.
I can
whatever.
elaborate on that, but
Yeah,
but
I mean, but yeah, there's a lot of times when
I wasn't into it. You guys,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
the
yeah,
two of
that's
you
right.
together.
Yeah, you weren't into haunted houses.
Yeah, the two of you together kind of got
So
me back into it.
Jimmy was my haunted house guy. He and I would always go to Fright Kingdom.
Well, Dan,
I'm sorry.
Not me.
I'm sorry. Dan and I would.
I came later.
Sorry. Dan and I would always go to. That's because I'm looking at you.
I know.
Dan and I would. I have to look away. Dan and I would always go to Fright Kingdom together, to their Christmas haunted house, the regular haunted house, he was like my date to the Valentine's Day haunted house. That was a lot of fun.
You guys ate spaghetti
We
together.
ate spaghetti
Yep.
and meatballs together. It was great. We would like go get a meal, and like go get some junk food, and we would go to, and we go like, instead of, I don't know what you call it, like instead of bar hopping, we would go Halloween hopping. So we would go to like Target, Walmart, Spirit Halloween, and just peruse their Halloween sections, like put on goofy shit that was there, just have a good laugh and look at all the kooky, cool like animatronics and all the cool shit that was out that year, and he and I used to go to the Elm Draft House quite a bit. Either we would go to the Godzilla double feature together, or he and I would go see like Blade Runner and stuff.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, he and I would go see movies at the Elm Draft House, and we just, outside of the podcast, just became just some good hangout buddies, you know. And that's stuff I'm really gonna miss.
Yeah, for sure.
And so back to the show. Just his, like I said, like his impact on the show, like what a lot of times it was like some of the movies that we watched, like movies that he suggested, stuff like that, or like I said, like he would be the guy that would be like, hey, if you don't have it, I'll be happy to find you a copy. Like, I want you guys to do an episode on this so bad, I will go out of my way to find this for you. And I would have to be like, Jimmy, I'm sorry, Dan, because I'm looking at you.
Sorry.
I gotta be like, Dan, don't buy the tapes, man. We'll find it. You shouldn't be spending money on this stuff. Come on, don't waste your money on this stuff. But I always made sure that if he got us a tape, we would I would make sure that he was on the episode. Or because again, he's a #1 super fan. If there was an episode that he wanted to do, I was like, I go to you guys and to Kev and T-Man and be like, hey, he really wants to do this show. Let's do it. And we would do it. So, but yeah, again, big contributor to the show. Had a big impact on us here.
I mean, you guys are responsible for getting him into Clint Howard.
No,
Yeah.
Really?
Oh
Come
yeah.
on.
Oh yeah. 100%. I can't take credit for that one. That was all you guys.
Really?
100%.
Come on.
I never heard him say the name Clint Howard in my entire life until we started listening to you guys.
Get out of here. Clint Howard.
Yep. And he became a diehard Clint Howard fan.
You know
'cause of
what's
you
funny?
guys. Yeah.
He and I had long car rides together when we would go up to Nashua to Fright Kingdom for the haunted houses. And we would just shoot the shit about whatever's going on. And he and I would just out of nowhere start imitating Clint Howard. Out of nowhere, the two of us. It was great. When we were in the car, like one thing too that I wanted to bring up, he was like wicked into going to conventions and meeting like movie stars and celebrities and stuff for like horror movies and all kinds of stuff, because like we were just talking about, like he knows everything and anything about movies. So he would go and like constantly get pictures with like Hulk Hogan, and he told me at one time last year I went to Salem with my wife, and he was telling me like, oh, like there's I was telling him how I went to this place called Count Orlok. It's like a wax museum.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, dude, I'm going there like next weekend. The guy who was the original guy in the suit from Creature from the Black Lagoon's gonna be there. I'm gonna go see him and check him out. We're gonna talk, and I was like, he was always going to conventions, always going places. Got to see Paul Rubens.
Yep.
Weird Al, right?
Oh yeah.
Tons of really cool people. Dolph Lundgren.
Oh yeah.
It seems like you guys were like, both of you guys
Mm-hmm.
were always going to conventions and meeting celebrities and stuff together. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely gonna miss that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that was definitely our thing. The thing with Dan was, I mean, he appreciated the A-listers, but he really appreciated the B-listers,
The Clint Howards
the
of the
C-listers,
world,
the Clint
right?
Howards.
Yeah.
That was more exciting to him than fucking Tom Cruise or some shit like that. Like,
Maybe that's why he.
That's why he
was-
likes our show.
Exactly. That's what I'm about to
we
say. is, yeah,
we
maybe
are as
because-
far down the list as it goes.
Yeah, I mean, here we are. This there's so many podcasts out there that just talk about what are the new movies coming out. All right, the new Avengers just came out. Avengers 47 came out. We're gonna do a review about it. Whatever. We're the guys scraping the bottom of the barrel doing Dorf on Golf and all these cheap ass movies that nobody remembers, nobody cares about, and it's cheese. And Dan loved the cheese.
Loved it.
You know what I mean?
Loved it.
So I mean, again, like the guy soaked up this stuff like a sponge, and to me it's cool that there's a guy who lived not too far away who is like our biggest fan. I mean, we have fans. Our guy Mike from Radio Rangers podcast. I'm always talking with him. Also been on the show a couple times. Great dude. And there are other dudes that are out there that contribute to, are always like commenting. Our guy James, who's another big fan. Meat Cleaver Max. There's all kinds of people out there that listen to the show, or they comment, and their comments are like, okay, that means that they listen to the show. Awesome. I'm beyond grateful to have a guy locally too, who's our number one fan. Like, that was just so cool, so awesome. Like, you feel like a local. I'm not saying I'm a celebrity, but like to one guy,
to you, to him, you were.
If there's one guy that I could be a local celebrity to, that's fucking cool.
No, to him,
know
you
what I
guys
mean?
definitely were. I mean, I can't even tell you the impact you guys had on him.
To me, I feel so fulfilled that, again, too, like the reason why we do this show is like,
It's legit because of you guys, and Dan.
Absolutely.
It really is. I mean, because, like I said, you guys were our first introduction to like us even realizing anybody like listens to the show. I mean, you see like the download numbers, but they're just numbers. It's like maybe someone pressed a button by accident. I don't know.
Yeah, it's that interaction.
Because like again, like our girlfriends, our wives, they don't listen to the show.
Oh, they don't give a shit. Yeah, right.
They don't want to hear us talk.
Yeah.
They see us all the time.
Yeah, right.
But until we actually met you guys, it just felt like, I mean, it is just us friends like we always did, hanging out, watching movies, eating junk food, talking about movies, and deciding to record it. But it actually reaching out into someone else's life and like seeing how it can have an impact was just phenomenal. And that, honestly, it keeps us going. And it has, especially, when we put out the Patreon, you guys signed up immediately. And it was like, it's just life-changing to have Dan and you in our lives, because it gives us the gumption to keep doing this show.
Yeah.
Because it is for you guys just as much as it is for us at this point.
Yeah. We wouldn't even know you guys if it wasn't for this show.
Right.
I mean, really, honestly, I mean.
Right, exactly. And we have so much in common. And
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, us going to That's Entertainment that day, probably just would have walked right by you, had no idea. Oh, hey, it's just another guy who likes the stuff walking by. All right, cool.
Right.
Whatever. But because of this show, not only have we made friends, around the country or wherever, but you guys here locally, that we've gotten so close with you guys. That means a lot. It really, really does. That we have this friendship, and that's something that I'm going to have for the rest of my life.
Yep.
Life gets wicked stressful, and you always think like, oh God, do I have time to do the show anymore? I get panic attacks or whatever, and I'm like, oh God, like I don't, whatever. But again, whenever we do the show, I have a good time, and to have to know that I am putting all of us are collectively putting smiles on people's faces. Cool. That's great. That's fantastic. And that's what makes, again, me feel fulfilled. We're not buying Ferraris because of the show. You know what I mean? We're not fucking how did this get made? Who's selling fucking sold out tickets to talk about Hard Ticket to Hawaii? We're a couple of schlubs, from Central Mass that just watch junky movies and to have you guys enjoy us so much means a lot because there's so many people who you've seen reviews on iTunes.
Unfortunately, yeah.
There's a couple of people out there who are just like, you guys are trash.
Yeah, fuck them.
You know what I mean?
Fuck them.
Stop burping and farting. I hate you guys.
Don't listen to those.
You guys are a
reviews.
bunch of 2-year-olds, whatever.
Now would be a good time to give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And again, too, like just the fact that, I mean, Christ, honestly, I remember like being at that sea and being like, wow, like there's a dude who likes the show. Crazy. Never did I think that I would be here a couple years later and like, these guys, like we're going out and getting a bite to eat. We're hanging out. We're going to Halloween stuff together and going to the movies and hanging out. Cause now we're buddies now. We're old pals now, and again, it wouldn't have happened because of this connection with doing this show,
Yeah.
And
you and Dan really cemented the importance of this show.
absolutely
Well,
big time.
I mean, I hope you guys know the impact you had on him. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're not kidding. You guys really were. You guys really did make him smile every time he listened to you. You guys really were like celebrities to him. But even more than that, I mean, I got to thank you guys for having him on as many times as you did, because I know for him, that's like being a kid watching the movies and then being in the fucking movies. Like, that was everything to him. Like, I know for a fact he listened to a lot of fucking podcasts. I don't think he ever thought he'd be on a podcast, especially one that he thought so highly of. And the fact that you guys had him on as many times as you did, I know meant the world to him. I mean, it really was like a dream come true for him. Like, it was like, another fucking, what's that expression? Fucking feather in his cap or whatever the fuck.
right?
Like, he really felt like he was accomplishing something. Like, he got to be on a podcast that he loved with guys that he fucking looked up to and really thought the fucking world of. And you guys treat him like a fucking equal. And that meant everything to him. And I will forever be grateful to you guys for that, because, he's gone now, but those episodes are forever here.
Yeah, darn right.
And I can go back anytime and listen to them. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's gonna be a little while before I can. It's kind of tough. T-Man, I still haven't even heard the Mortal Kombat episode, and I'm kind of afraid to. But that's always gonna be there. That's always gonna exist. And that's because of you guys. You guys made something with him that I will always have. I took the pictures with him. I got the pictures. That's great. Those are some fucking great memories. But if I want to hear my brother's voice again, that's because of you guys. And I owe you guys for that. I will always be grateful for that, because you guys made that happen. And you guys really made a dream come true for him. I mean, I don't know when he was ever happier than when he was fucking sitting in this room on this mic with you guys. And T-Man, I don't know if he did a better job than you, but I don't know.
I'm sure, yes. Listen to the Mortal Kombat episode. And when you do, you'll realize, yes.
Well, I'm definitely grateful. I will always be grateful to you guys, because that's something I'm always going to have. And my family will always have it. His friends will always have it. That is always going to exist. And we can always hear his fucking voice talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Clint Howard, and Mortal Kombat. I mean,
playing some Nightmare.
Yeah,
board
dude.
game.
Like I said, I love that episode. That's like one of my favorites. What's the shit you guys keep yelling?
What about,
Gatekeeper? What is it?
Yes, my gatekeeper.
Yeah.
You're banished to the black hole.
Like, I can hear him yelling that. Like, in my head, still, I can hear him yelling that,
Yeah.
and I'll always have that, and that's because of you guys.
It to me
It really warms my heart to hear that. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, that just makes me feel just so accomplished, in the sense that, in life, like I meant, life is so stressful, there's so many things that in life moves so goddamn fast, right? And Dan was only 25, and I just feel accomplished in my life that that in somebody's life I could make somebody happy, make somebody's make somebody feel fulfilled or happy in their lives. Great, you know what I mean? And if we did that with Dan, then I've done something good in life.
You all did.
You know what
all
I mean?
three of you, man.
Yeah,
seriously.
Thank you. So many people do everything they can to like be a shark and just try to make as much money as possible, or pushing people off to the side, or what you know what I mean, for corporate success or whatever. And it's the truth is it's the little things in life that are really important, that stay with you forever. And those are the things that when they're gone, you regret them. And like Jimmy and I were talking about this earlier, I too lost a sibling younger in life, and it stayed with me for the last 20 years, and I still feel a way about it every single day. I think about him every single day, and it's those things that it's those little moments that you remember being with people that make life worth it. It's not making tons of money and being the next CEO of Apple computers or whatever, but it's the things that you do. It's the watching movies with your friends eating junk food are the things that, when I'm old and gray, those are the happy memories that I remember, is hanging out with my buddies and laughing my ass off because of Clint Howard and stuff like that. You're right. You know what I mean? Because that's, you know what I mean? It's not working my ass off, doing a desk job or what, you know what I mean? It's for success in parentheses, but it's the little things in life, and that's what's really important. So there you go. That's that.
I forever owe you guys, seriously, because you did. I mean, the impact. I can't even tell you the gravity of. I'll never forget the first time he came on, and how excited he was to even be coming down here. Like, for him, it was like walking onto a Hollywood set. He wasn't just going to Shrewsbury public access. Yeah. Like, for him, this was a huge deal, and every time was a huge deal. I mean, he didn't take this lightly. He always he took this so seriously because he didn't want to let you guys down. He was
the only one in the room.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who was taking it seriously.
He didn't want to let you guys down, man. He loved this show so much, and I'm just forever grateful to you guys for how you treated him, and for having him on, and I love you guys. I don't know. Well, what else can I say?
You guys too.
Love you too, man. Both of you. And like just showing Dan's dedication. I remember when I had one of my movies was playing in Providence, I either mentioned it on the podcast or posted on our Instagram and was like, hey, this movie's playing in Providence. If everybody's around, come show. And Dan and Steven, you showed up.
Yep, I remember that.
And I was like, oh my God.
I was the missing brother that night.
Where the fuck's gonna go? What was that?
I was the missing Alicata that night.
That's quite all right. I think you texted me or messaged me too. You're like, sorry, I can't be there.
God knows I wanted to.
Well, thank you. But it's just that, like, I show up to the theater, like people in the movie don't even show up, dude. And there's Dan sitting in the theater watching my movie because he's such a big fan of the show and he wants to show support. And on it, like, that really, like, I can't describe how important that is to me personally, to see someone care so much about something that you've created or that you do. It really makes it all worthwhile, and that's what Dan has done for us this entire time, ever since we've known him.
And truly, at the end of the day, guy didn't have a mean bone in his body. You know what I mean? Just the nicest nicest, sweetest guy. You know what I mean? So crazy friendly. I couldn't even imagine him having an attitude. You know what I mean? Could not. You know what I mean? The kind of guy that, like, I feel like if he stubbed his toe, it'd be like, that kind of hurt. Okay. You know, he wouldn't be like me going like, Jay, that's fucking great. You know what I mean?
Like when my recording shit doesn't work.
Oh, yeah. At the beginning of every single episode when T-Man's recording stuff doesn't work. Right. We go 3, 2, 1, recording. Oh, gee, that's not recording. God almighty. Yeah. Just like that. You know?
That never happens.
No, of course not. No, we don't have actual proof of that ever happening.
Yeah, it's not like it just happened 10 minutes ago.
No. So that we just, wanted to dedicate an episode strictly for Dan, just to say thank you to him, the impact he's been on this show and our lives outside of the show. And we're going to love him forever, and we're really going to miss him.
Yeah, he would have loved this. That's the real kick in the balls. Like all the love and tributes he's gotten since he's been gone. He would have loved it. It sucks. He really would have loved this.
He seems like the kind of guy that would have been very shy to be the center of attention.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And when I was there at the wake on Sunday, line was out the door, man, and I had to park out on the street. There were so many cars, and it just comes to show you how much this guy was loved.
Yeah,
there were so many people there. Yeah. So, all right. Anything else you guys wanted to add?
Is there anything you want to say, Jimmy?
Oh God. Just thank you guys. Thank you for having me on. When Dane Train asked me if I wanted to do this, I had to really think about it because it hasn't exactly been the easiest week, and it's not going to be too easy going forward either. But I've actually been here a little bit longer than I expected. I thought I'd be back in Philly by now, but after thinking about it, it didn't take me long, maybe 10 minutes. I think I responded pretty quickly. I couldn't say no to this. The fact that you guys would take the time to do this for him, and you wanted me to be a part of it, it was an honor. I had to.
We're glad you're here.
Yeah, I couldn't say no, and I appreciate everything, man. Even up to this, even including this, you guys have just been so good to me, and you were so good to Dan, and I'll support you forever, no matter what you guys do.
Thanks, dude.
And I know he would have too. So
thank you.
Alrighty. Well, that will. We're gonna wrap this up.
I want to mention all the. If you guys should go back and everyone listening now, go back and listen to all of our episodes featuring Dan. I think he'd really like that. I mean, he makes them so much better. It really does.
True.
And,
I'll definitely miss that laugh, man. I'll definitely miss them.
I know.
Geeking out with you guys.
Yep.
So I'll just listing off the episodes. Obviously we mentioned them here and there, but there was the first one is Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. That was episode 28. Silent Night, Deadly Night 4. Initiation with Clint Howard. That's number 43. And then the Nightmare episode, I don't know what number that is, but it's there. School Spirit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was on our School Spirit episode, which is one of my favorite teen sex comedies.
Yeah.
That's number 48. And of course, for our patrons, there's the Mortal Kombat episode, which I'm wondering we should maybe just release it to everybody.
Yeah, let's do
just
that.
to honor Dan.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So we'll put that out there too for him, so that more people can hear Dan and hear just how great he is.
All right.
I appreciate it, guys. I really do.
You got it.
Absolutely. We appreciate you.
All right. Well, that will wrap it up. And we will see you guys on the next one. So until next time, be kind, rewind.